the game, cause see the boxing voice.
Welcome back, gang, for the first time and hopefully many more to come. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click on the notifications right here, this little bell, so you can get those emails every time we go.
This is Akin, aka Jack is the Truth, with the Boxing Voice. I'm here at the Peacock's Gym with the one and only Anthony Yarde. How you doing, sir?
I'm fantastic, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good. Thanks for asking. Anthony, LA. Two of the top three heavyweights in the world finally get to clash. You get the call. They want you on the undercard. The world finally gets to see what the UK is excited about. The Beast from the East is finally coming to LA. And then it all falls apart. We get the news of opponents pulling out, a fight being agreed but not in time for the commission. How did that make you feel?
I always see positive. I just see it as that's what was meant to happen. You know, I was still associated with the whole show, the build up, the event. For me, it was good. You know, it was a good end to the year as well. I got to go out there, experience the whole build up of the fight. I got to see how the California State Commission do things. You know, one thing out there that I realised is that they do things differently. I don't know if it's because of the stage you're at or whatever, but I done my medical and my check weighing on the same day, which was very, very different. You know, usually like you know when you're doing things, etc., etc. But again, it's about being prepared in this sport. You don't know what people are gonna throw at you. You don't know what tactics people are gonna come up with. You don't know how it's gonna go. So, I feel like I had a fantastic year last year. This year is gonna be even better. So yeah, no disappointments.
See, I follow you on social media, and I'm not surprised by your response because I consider you a very positive person. Even your mantra, everything's timing, it's sort of a retrospective, philosophical view on things. But it also lends to the idea that struggles aren't really a big problem for you. But that can't be right. There's people that watch this that are going through adversity. Talk to them how you remain positive through adversity. You can't reach the level that you have if you don't deal with struggle.
I got a tattoo here that says, in life, we all go through different struggles, but how we deal with them makes us who we are. How you deal with your adversity, how you deal with your problems determines your character. That's what defines the person you are. That's what I truly believe. So, you know, there's either weak people or there's strong people. And, you know, it's not, we can't be here and, you know, talk bad about anyone that's weak because everyone's got a weakness. Everyone's weak in different areas. You know, some people, their weakness is their family. You know, the love they have for their family. If you target their family, that's their weakness. Some people, it's, you know, what they do, what they love. Some people, it's a cookie. Also to bring food into the equation. Some people, it's anything. You know, they say, oh, this is my weakness. It's always a thing that people say. My thing is this. Try and live your life. Try and be the best person you can be. And own your struggles. When you own your struggles, you can try and get over them. Or if you, as you said, the adversities or whatever, make a decision in your mind. I'm a very stubborn person, you know. I'm a Leo. I've got some Leo traits and some traits of a Leo I haven't got. But when it comes to stubbornness, and if I say I'm going to do something, in my mind, that's what I'm going to do. So whatever it takes to do what I'm saying I'm going to do, that's what I'm going to do. So when things come into your life or you feel like it's time to be selfish, I've got to train. I can't come to your birthday because I've got to do training. You know, bad things. When you're talking about adversity, I've talked about something negative. You know, a funeral was happening a couple of days before the fight. I can't go. I know it's a situation, but I can't go. Again, I don't like even talking about anything negative. I only talk about the positivity. And sometimes when you try to lead a positive life and you go through good things, that's what you feed on. You know, recently I've gone through a situation that's my fault. I always say like anything. This is a thing that I say as well. Yeah, this is something that some people don't own up to. Everything you go through is your fault. Wow. I genuinely believe that. So anything you got, apart from, you know, family trauma, things that are out of your control, anything that happens to you personally, I'm not talking about you caring about your family members or a good friend, something happening to them, anything you personally go through is your fault. Wow. You've put yourself in that situation. You've done something in order to get yourself in that situation. Once you understand that, you deal with things a lot better. So a situation I went through recently, I've made decisions previously which cause an effect. Everything's cause and effect. I ended up in this situation due to decisions I made, involving yourself with certain people. Even me choosing to do this interview, I've made a decision. If I say something wrong in this interview, again, that's something I have done. And if I get backlash for it, something I have done. But people always say, oh, I'm going through this, man, I didn't even do nothing. You did do something. Whether it was a good thing or a bad thing you did something. And it's something for you, 9 times out of 10, it's something for you to learn from. And that's probably why you always see me laughing, cracking joke, trying to be positive, because at a young age, I started to realise that, you know, when you go through something, 9 times out of 10 it's your fault, and it's about learning. When you do make a mistake, everyone makes mistakes. When you do make a mistake, or you do something, or you go against your gut instinct, it's about learning from it. And then 9 times out of 10, you end up a bit happier the next time.
That's a really mature outlook. I'm not going to put my age on camera, but I've already just started to realise that. Anyway, we can't talk about Anthony Yarde without talking about what UK fans in particular. When they mention Anthony Yarde, everyone says we want to see him in a quote unquote step up fight. And we can't talk about Anthony Yarde without talking about people like Joshua Buatsi. Across the pond, however, Deontay Wilder, elite fighters like Canelo, they were 30 fights deep before they had a quote-unquote step-up fight. Why do you think that there is a clamour in the UK in particular to see young fighters who are on a trajectory for greatness pitted together so early and potentially letting everything all fall down if one wins or one loses?
Impatience. And that's just the nature of the world. Everyone wants things to happen now. And this is like, even with success, someone says, oh yeah, I want to start a business. Now. I want to start a business and I want to have 1,000 sales now. So they don't see the bigger picture. They don't see the plan. They don't see that, you know, it don't work like that. You know, you have to go through things, get your experience, learn, etc. The difference with Canelo is that Canelo's at a certain point in his career. I'm sure when he was coming up, a lot of people were like, oh, we want to see him tested. We want to see him tested. With Deontay Wilder, again, I found out who Deontay Wilder was when he was on the undercard and he knocked out the guy first round. I was like, raw. And because of his physique, etc., and he spoke after the interview and he was loud, I was like, okay, he's probably going to be another exciting heavyweight. So sometimes people's careers are in the shadow. The difference with my career was, after like my first 6 fights, a lot of people in the UK knew who I was. Every performance I had was good. I knocked out, I was knocking out my opponents, etc. Every fight I had, I looked exciting. So there's been pressure on me since then, stepping up. I've gradually stepped up. There's been jumps in my step up, and then there's been, you know, like I might fight somebody and it's like, okay, that's a big step up. The next opponent are same level, next opponent same level, then again another step up. It's just the nature of the beast of the sport. You know, people are impatient, and if you look at great careers, people that, as you said, aspire for greatness, you need to gain experience to prepare yourself for when you do end up on the big stage, when you are fighting world-class fighters, etc. And peer pressure. The reason why I don't care about the naysayers is because I'm doing something well. There's still a lot of people that follow me, support me. A lot of American people highly respect me. A lot of other countries, Mexico, you know, other people, always Turkey. I get a lot of messages from different people. I'm from this country, I'm from Russia. You're my hero, and then things like that. Don't listen to the negativity, man. You're my inspiration. I'm going through this, I'm going through that. I listen to them kind of things, because that's the things that motivate me. I come from a certain space as well, and boosting myself, elevating myself. So that's something I try to focus on. I never focus on negative things, ever.
That's brilliant. I asked your manager trainer Tunde Ajayi the same question. What I realized is that you guys are completely opposite personalities, and it seems like it works well. We saw a confrontation between you and Hosea Burton. I say confrontation; it was all respectful. Well, it seemed respectful from his part, but his entourage, when you were leaving, I don't know whether you've had a chance to go back and look. His entourage said something like, "Oh, you need courage. You need to have courage if you want to step up and fight." When you watch those things back, do you wish that you did things differently? Maybe you wanted to put it on him a bit more, so that there isn't a perception out there that Anthony Yarde doesn't really want to fight these guys.
Negative. Zero. To me, like, certain things don't make sense. Obviously, I know his reasons for doing whatever he's doing. He wouldn't go to a nobody and say, "Oh yeah, let's fight." It's because I'm number one in England. I'm the one making the noise. I'm the one that people are looking at, saying, "Yeah, this is the next guy," etc. So of course, I'm going to be the target. It's just like any other fighter that's doing more. They're the target, you know. Oh, I need to fight that person in order to get here. A lot of people mention my name. In terms of how he approached me, it was respectful in the beginning. I haven't gone back and looked at any video or anything like that. It was his entourage, you know, the sheep following him, that were like, yeah, it takes courage or whatever. It takes courage for anyone to get in the ring, full stop. So don't talk about no one's courage. The guy I fought just before that fight is ranked way higher than him. So it didn't make no sense. Around the time when his name was getting mentioned, when really the person that I was meant to fight fobbed me off to him and mentioned his name. And he got all excited and was like, "Oh, yes, I want that fight." He was a retired fighter, Frank Bugaloni. Yeah. We tried our best to make that fight happen. He knocked Jose Burton out. Frank Bugaloni knocked Jose Burton out to win the belt. I was like, I'm ranked higher than both of you. You got the belt, you got the British belt. Why am I fighting somebody else? I want to fight you. You knocked him out, I want to fight you. We tried to make that fight happen, it didn't happen, etc. Since then, in my opinion, other than the public, British public, no one else knows who Jose Burton is. He hasn't really done anything recently. No one knows when he's fighting. He's not making any noise. The only thing that will be good for the British public is that British public know his name. The last guy I fought is ranked higher than him, you know. Ranked higher than any other British fighter other than Callum Johnson at the time I fought him. So you cannot listen to naysayers. If you listen to naysayers, or listen to the negativity, you find yourself unstuck very quickly, because that whole thing don't make sense. And not only that as well, where I grew up, I'm not in school no more. I'm not a child anymore. It's not about listening to rumours or listening to Chinese whispers or that person says something bad about you. Should you react? Zero. I only react to positive things. Positive things make me smile. That's the things that give energy. I'm sure if anyone else that was successful, I'm sure if Jay-Z or Floyd Mayweather looked at all the negative things they saw about themselves, you know, at one point, all you saw in Jay-Z was he's Illuminati, and he's all these other things, he's all these negative things. I'm sure if he focused on that, he would have ended up depressed, or he would have ended up defending himself in every interview, so that would become more of what he's spoken about. Now he's spoken about how rich he is. That's what everyone talks about him about. Oh yeah, he's a boss. At one point it was, oh, he's Illuminati. It always changes, you know. Sometimes his negativity overwhelms the positivity, but if you just stay on your track, the positivity always comes out, always wins.
Oh, it's inspirational stuff. The 23rd of February, you're fighting Mediama. It clashes with Eubank Degale. I spoke with today about this as well. Daniel Dubois is fighting a few weeks afterwards. When the clash happened, is it beyond the realms for you to speak to Frank and say, look, let me be on that bill as well, let me do that jointly, so that there's more eyes on you, as opposed to people switching in between Eubank Degale and then trying to catch your fight as well?
Again, it's about lanes right now. For me, it's about lanes. Eventually, I'd want my own, you know, Anthony Yarde promotions, whatever I choose to call it. Obviously, I'll always be in association with the building block, Frank Warren Promotions, etc. I will always want these things. I will always want, you know, one day I'll become a manager maybe, you know. But right now I'm a fighter. I'm only a fighter. I'm still in the building stages of my career, and I like to focus on what I need to focus on. And I'm not a promoter. My job is to go out there and do what I need to do. Regardless, even if no one watches a fight live, people are still going to hear about it. It's still going to be on my record. It's still another part of my progression. So that's all I'm focused on. I'm not focused on anything else. That's something you have to speak to Frank about, speak to Tunde about. It does clash with the show of Eubank and James Degale. But that's not my focus. My focus is that I've got a fight coming up. Even if it wasn't televised, I've still got a fight coming up. So that's what I focus on. I've got to go out there and do my job, go out there, be entertaining for the people in attendance and for the people watching around the world. And that's all I focus on, literally.
Okay. Finally, I read somewhere that you don't lift weights.
I don't lift weights anymore, no.
I'm going on holiday in April. And bro, I've been killing myself in the gym, and it still doesn't look like what you're doing. If I cancel my gym membership and come and work out with you till April, can I get what you got?
No, this is as they say, this is years of hard work, years of dedication. Even before I was boxing, I was always into like fitness. When I was young, again, let me tell you a story about myself. When I was young, I'm not a fan of many people. I've met people before. I've met A-class celebrities before, and I've just been normal. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, is someone from when I was a child. Again, I was like, The Rock is the guy. I was a wrestling person. So when I saw like these people's physiques at a young age, I'm talking about the age of 13, 14, I wanted to have that physique as well. I need the chest, I need the arms. I used to do press-ups. In my kitchen, in my room, I used to do sit-ups. And when I got to like 14, 15, I got there was a little, people know what I'm talking about, there was little blue dumbbells, There were 5 kilos. You know what I'm talking about. I see it, come on. Every day, one arm, every day, the side one. I used to do pull-ups on my door frame. My mum clapped me in my head because I broke the frame of the door. My fingers was in the door trying to do press-up. I broke the window because there was a door and then there was a window bit. The window thing I smashed on purpose and got in trouble, and then that was my excuse to do my pull-ups. It was mad. So I always wanted to be at that physique. And as I got older and I started seeing a lot of confrontation, etc., I wanted to say, Bob, no one's beating me up, ever. I'm gonna go to and learn as a fighter. I used to watch Mike Tyson. I learned the techniques. I actually tapped in how to throw a knockout punch, and Tyson came up. I started watching Mike Tyson. That's how I got the interest in boxing. And then in my eyes, I didn't know about weight classes and that back then. I just saw the smaller guy knocking at these big guys, and I was like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me. Let me do what he's doing. So I started doing his kind of training. I didn't know how to shadow box, but I was just punching the air. And then, I've always had that mentality. But in terms of physique, I see the arms. You might have to put the camera on yourself. I see the arms. It's coming through. I see the chest. But it's just consistency, man.
It's the belly that's the problem, bro.
It's all the eba and the kenke, the rice and peas. It's all that. I'm a person who I love my food, but if you see the way I train in a week, not only in a day, in a week, when your body is fatigued and people are saying, oh yeah, my body's mad or I'm cramping up or whatever, I'm training every day regardless. That's my mentality. All I would advise you is don't give yourself a goal, give yourself a destination. And then when you think about your destination, you'll work towards that every day. And then eventually your body will just become accustomed to what it's meant to be. Again, I ain't pushed weight since I started boxing. Wow. Yeah, I started boxing, it's coming up to 7 years now. It's mad. My first amateur fight, it's coming up to 7 years now. I trained for a year. It's 6 years. 6 years I had my first amateur fight. I trained for a whole year, which I classed that as when I started boxing. I trained for a year, had my first amateur fight. I'm looking back now, it's memories, but it's all happened very, very quick. Been professional 3 years, I had a 3-year amateur career. A whole year of my amateur career, I had no fights. That's when Tony was like to me, I don't know why you don't just turn pro. These guys ain't gonna fight you. Every other week I was meant to fight, guys were pulling out, couldn't get no fights. I stayed in the gym, because I said it in my interviews. I'm not training for now, I'm training for my future. I've always had in my head where I'm gonna get to, and that's what I'm training for.
You got to save some from the movie, man. Honestly, your story is so interesting. I was listening to an interview that Tene was doing, and he was talking about how you guys met. I'm not going to go into that, but it was so interesting. And honestly, I feel when you get to where you need to, you should consider the movie. And 10% for me for suggesting it. Mr. Anthony Yarde, thank you for talking to the Boxing Voice. Anything else you guys add?
All I got to add is lions in the camp. Beast from the east. He loves to feast. You know that's it. Come on. Always. Lions in the cup.
I appreciate your time, sir. Thanks, brother.
What is up, TBV family? Yes, YouTube has been cutting funding to their channels as of late, and with net neutrality going through its process, the internet is changing. If you want to keep your favorite channel intact, coming up with tons of content, and plus get hours and hours of extra content, head over to patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice to become a member of the TBV family and help support the channel. Peace.